My name is Joe Dela Cruz, and I'll be going over the breadth of cybersecurity laws. So, overview when it comes to cyber ethics involves the principles and guidelines governing the behavior of individuals and organizations in the digital world. It's important to have this that way that user data could be protected. Not only that, but it maintains trust in digital systems and prevents misuse of information and technology. So the definition of ethics is a system of moral principles that govern the behavior of individuals and groups. That's when something's considered morally wrong or morally right. On the other hand, we have the law, which is a system of rules created and enforced through social or governmental institutions to regulate behavior. Even though those two are kind of the same, they still have their own differences. So, an example would be the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which involved unethical data harvesting from Facebook users without their consent, which led to legal consequences such as fines, along with regulatory changes. This is important that we can maintain the same behavior overall throughout all the systems. So, an example or definition would be utilitarianism, which is actions that are right if they benefit the majority. For example, stricter password policies, even though it could be inconvenient, it better enhances the overall security. Another one would be deontology, which are actions that are right if they follow a set of rules. Lastly, we have virtue ethics, which are actions are right if they align with virtuous traits such as honesty, courage, and integrity. For example, a whistleblower who could uh, blow the cap or blow the lid on immoral practices done by bigger corporations, such as Edward Snowden with the NSA. Now, when it comes to civil disobedience and ethical hacking, I provide two examples. The first one was Martin Luther King's protest against racial segregation, which is a form of civil disobedience. And then in the digital world, hacktivist groups such as Anonymous, which disrupt systems to protest against censorship or corruption, is another form of civil disobedience when it comes to the cyber world. So this is important that we, stay on top of this and make sure that if this is done, it's done ethically and not unethically. If it's done unethically, there's laws such as this Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which prohibit unauthorized access to computers. So if you were to access a computer without permission, consequences could follow, such as legal repercussions, which would be imprisonment, fines, and a criminal record. You would have to pay back the restitution, loss of employment opportunities, and not only that, but it also damages your reputation and then brings in a loss of trust when it comes to you as a person. Now, there are gray areas, so that pretty much means that the law is not fully developed due to emerging technologies. So this one is kind of a gray area. Like I said, there's not laws in place yet for that. However, it's important that we stay proactive and just make sure that we do what's morally right and not morally wrong. So an example would be companies like Google and Microsoft creating ethical guidelines for AI development. Here's a case study about ethical hacking. Marcus Hutchinson, a white hat hacker, stopped the WannaCry ransom attack, and he found that in the malware's code. So that's good. Ethical hackers stopped it for a reason before it did more damage. Unethical hacking would be the Ashley Madison data breach, and that exposed millions of users of information. And the gray area would be Facebook, the use of data for target advertising. It's important that cyber operations navigate the landscape with ethics involved, along with their moral reasoning. This is important that we can stay informed about ethical standards and legal requirements. So here is the sustained evidence. Again, touching back on the GDPR penalties when it comes to companies fined for data breaches and things of that nature. So overall, it's important that ethics, law, civil disobedience, criminal penalties, and gray areas that you understand these and apply them ethically. That way you can go ahead and navigate the complex and evolving digital landscape. Overall, continuous ethical education and proactive engagement with emerging ethical issues are crucial. Cyber operators must be vigilant and informed and uphold ethical standards and protect digital systems. My references, again, my name is Joe De La Cruz, and that was my presentation.